So, there you go, a little sneak preview of what eventually comes off the lathe this week. Bit of experiment, lots of variations. It'll probably be hopelessly, confusingly edited and make almost no sense. Hope you enjoy it. Look out, Roger, Spotty Muldoon is coming. Works quite nicely here. You can see these two clearly going over, and there's a third one sort of ghosting under there. That works well. It hasn't really worked well here. Needs a bit more thought with the placing of the tape, I think, and probably needs a design that doesn't flow through. But there's quite a nice shadowy effect in some of them, so it's nearly come off. And so we return a week later, and I can't remember what I filmed last, so there might be a bit of duplication. I like this bit, I may have said that, I like this bit, but really putting these long lines all the way across it has given these too much prominence. I think ideally it'd be better to have had fewer just going across the radius rather than some cutting all the way across. I can't remember what the mathematical term is for a line like that across a circle. Is it a chord? Answers below. Now, I'm probably going to clean all of this off and start again, but while I've got it a bit like this, I'm just going to see what happens if I put some masking tape across this way and just waste a bit of stain, have a bit of fun. That's what it's all about. That seems to have worked all right, so I'm going to fill in the gaps. Okay, to my eye that looks a much more interesting pattern. Dilemma. I should probably go and have some biscuits and a cup of tea and think about it. What do you think the chances of that happening are? Yes, I did just spill a big blob of it on my well protected lathe. Not sure if this is going to work, but this is the nature of playing and experimenting. And now I want to cover up some orange, then I'm going to put a darker colour on and then hopefully that would give the impression that this orange is then going over a colour below it. Okay. Might end up being a bit subtler than I want. This is a bit of purple that's going on now. Because this is the background, the lowest level, so it needs to be the darkest level. Don't like that. Not a lot I can do about that now. I should have stuck it down with more determination. Okay, so it was probably a mistake not to stick the masking tape down here a bit firmer, and probably a mistake maybe to put it on with the cloth rather than brushing it, airbrushing it. But apart from that, I'm quite pleased with it. And we interrupt this program to reassure you that this still exists. Oh, I'm very annoyed about that. I mean, it's got to be done all over again. But it really does give the effect of multi-dimensions. I think what I need to do also is get some thinner masking tape. Right, let's turn the middle out and let's see what it looks like next to a bit of wood. Okay, so version 2 is better in my opinion. And part of that reason is the better placement of the masking tape, but also the fact that I've done different colours on each layer rather than starting with the lovely spiraling, well, circular, not a word, circular colouring that I did with the first effort. But it looks a little bit odd where you see this one running under here and then it just, well, disappears. Where does it go to? So version 3. This is probably version 2A. It'll go wrong and there'll be version 3. Now, part of the reason for doing that was trying to do something to disguise these horrible bits, which hasn't entirely worked. Let's move on to version 2B. Okay, version 2B. I quite like the rather sort of fractured, distorted stuff that's going on. Lost all of that neatness that it had before. Could keep going and do version 2C, but the problem with putting more layers of colour on is it will all start ending up looking black with no definition. All will be very dark. I think I've got enough understanding of how this has been working to make version 3 work. So here we have it, version 3. I think I liked version 2. I mean, I've got the continuity running underneath these, which I like. But I'm inclined to think that really they're a little too wide. Looks a little too crude to my eye. So I'm going to get some thinner tape and have a go with some thinner tape. But that'll be another day. And here it is. Oh, and here it is. Much more manly. Layered ribbon effect. I've not put any finish on. It's just as it is with the stains and a bit of sanding. I'm going to take it outside, take some still images, get my thumbnail made and get this posted. So this is one that is going to end without a finished project. But hopefully it's given some inspiration. Maybe it's got some clever people than me thinking of different ways of doing something and making it look a bit more effective than this. There is something pleasing to me about the simplicity of this. I still would like a bit more movement in the lines going across, and I really do think that is partly to do with the thickness of the tape, but not entirely. If I hadn't had that horrible bleeding into the yellow of the orange in version 2, I think I would have kept that one. But it was good to put the other layers running all the way across so that there were uninterrupted ribbons of colour underneath there. I was tempted to do a little bit of splattering, but I resisted. So this week's effort is really just a bit of experiment, bit of fun, lots of different versions. I probably had to speed some of the editing up to make it interesting enough to watch. And next video is video 100. So that'll have to be something special, specialer than this. Thanks for watching.